For the last 3 years, we've created a moment where they can sit down with us and some of the most amazing watches we've created, so that they can fully enjoy and grasp who we are as a company, what it takes to make watches at that kind of level.
What we want to be able to do is present the history and the heritage of the brand, but with all the substance that's in there. And the collectors make their choices based on that information.
There's also sort of an enhanced understanding and appreciation of some of the smaller brands, some of the smaller manufacturers, and some of the smaller and lesser known movements. As the collector market expands for both vintage and new pieces, there are a number of new pieces that really appeal to a larger segment that aren't necessarily driven by brand name.
Well, we try to have a very close relationship with our collectors. We have as many gatherings with them. We try to exchange as much as possible, and we are always interested in their feedback as well.
It's important for us to engage with customers and also to talk with them, because they have interesting inputs, recommendations. Always learningful to have a conversation with these kind of clients.
A new collector is a very interesting person, a really interesting conversation. So the first part of it is, what are you collecting and why you're collecting it? So when you're curating something, probably maybe one of the first steps is to say, how do I want that collection to look? Yeah? And for most people, it takes time. It takes time to put together that type of thought and to put together that type of collection. And so it's not something that is done overnight. So what we try to do is we try to be a good sparring partner for them, a good counselor for them about how to curate a good collection.
For me, it's more important to meet the people and the fellow collectors, and as a journalist to meet people and find out what they're thinking about, what they're collecting, what interests them, and checking out their risks. So I'm not based in New York, so for me to come out here for this show and get to meet a lot of people in one place, it's really a nice experience for me. It's great when the public comes in. There's a real upswell in interest in mechanical watches in general. And I think you're going to get a real variety of people that come in here that maybe don't know anything about watches, maybe are very savvy about it. And then they actually get to see what goes into these things and what makes them so special. I think that's really neat.
Well, I think there's definitely the appetite for it. I mean, America's been the #1 watch market in the world forever, so it can't just be based in Switzerland. It can't just be the big showcases of Las Vegas. New York City is the place that everybody wants to come. All the big brands are here, and all the press is, so why can't the watch collectors as well? So this is really going to appease their appetite. It definitely did mine.